Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Dr. P. Appreciate you stopping back by for a brand new video. Now, in this one, guys, we're gonna dive deeper into the mysteries and secrets surrounding the upcoming season. There are only 4 days left until the new season starts, and really, that seems to be the only thing people want to talk about right now, so fair enough, let's dive into it. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and join the family today. Drop a like down below and check out my socials in the description. So let's get started with, of course, an orb update. This is what it looks like right now. It's gotten even stronger since yesterday. It's so bright now that there appears to be some kind of an outer ring, and the glow just goes for so long. If you look at the orb itself and what's happening inside, there appears to be some kind of constant battle between two colors, those colors being purple and blue. It seems like these electro waves or whatever it is inside of the orb and the cracks and everything like that, they're fighting against something. It's almost like we're starting to see something or get some kind of hint at what could be on the other side of this orb, because we are assuming this orb is going to explode and transport us somewhere. That's one of the biggest theories going around right now, and possibly all of this purple / pink and all of the blue could be the orb starting to crack and show us what's on the other side. Now, the pinkish color wasn't always there. When the orb first spawned in after the event, it was pretty much just all bluish, but as it has evolved and grown more unstable over the past week, more and more of the purple / pink has begun to take over. Interesting. Also, you can see along the edges of the sphere of the orb, there are lots of floating pieces of glass. I mean, it looks like glass, I'm not sure what it is really, but there are pieces of the orb floating off all sides of this thing. It's no surprise that something is getting ready to happen soon within the next few days here at Loot Lake. The question is, how are they going to do it? I talked about this a little bit in my video yesterday. Are they going to do a live event where it only happens once? It happens in-game for everyone to see, like what big events usually do? Is it going to happen just kind of randomly at a random time? Or is it going to be possibly just all in the cutscene for Season 10? That would be similar to what they did back in Season 7 when Season 7 first started. That told the story of the iceberg and really how it got to the island. And remember, that was all after the lead up from the in-game iceberg and the ice storm that was floating in from the southwestern corner of the map. The situation here is almost the same. We've got a lead up event going on right now with the orb. It's getting more and more unstable, kind of like how the iceberg got closer and closer. And then maybe in the cinematic trailer, they finally reveal what happened with the orb. I'm starting to lean kind of that way. I wish they would go ahead and do something for us to see in the game, but I feel like there's a good chance they may just drag it into Season 10 and then we'll find out what happened via the cutscene for that season's intro. Alright, so this next bit is breaking as of 30 seconds ago. I just got a notification on my phone. Gotta love it. But as you can see, it's breaking. The first teaser for Season 10 releases tomorrow. This is courtesy of the World Cup. Of course, you guys know there's a big event going on this weekend in New York City for the Fortnite World Cup, and I guess it came out or was announced on stream that they're dropping the first teaser tomorrow. Now, that's not unexpected by any means. They usually drop teasers on Twitter and Instagram on the last few days of a season to build hype for the next one. They've done that, at least for the last 5 seasons that I can remember, so I kind of expected that announcement anyway, and I was probably going to expect a teaser tomorrow regardless, but it is nice to know for sure that we're getting a teaser tomorrow, which maybe might start to help us put together what's been going on this season. Now, they're going to be slight hints, but they are going to be hints nonetheless. And of course, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated in the coming days with every step. Alright, so here's an interesting leak that came up today. This is actually courtesy of Crispy Leaks over on Twitter, but you can see a PS4 menu here, which appears to have leaked the upcoming Fortnite season. It looks like Fortnite Season 10 could actually be referred to potentially as Fortnite Season X. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, there is a Fortnite logo with what appears to be a giant X on the screen. Now, it makes sense for this to actually be the 10th season because, as you may or may not know, the letter X actually means 10 in Roman numerals, so that would make sense, and it would kind of, from a fan perspective, make things a little interesting because we've gone through 9 full seasons. Just seeing X, I think, would be pretty cool, and it would actually just mean Season 10. It would be kind of a refreshing way to start the new season. Take it with a grain of salt, but I must say it's pretty convincing and does make sense. Check out this tweet I got from Gustavo. He says, I think Fate has something to do with this because in the Battle Pass, she is seen with the Loot Lake Orb. Ah, very interesting. So if you don't know, the Fate skin has a back bling that appears to have something that looks very much like the orb sitting right on her back. Remember, that spray is in the Battle Pass, and as I'm sure you guys know, the Battle Pass for every season tends to include hints for what's coming in the future. Fate is from Season 4, so why would she randomly appear as a spray in Season 9's Battle Pass, and coincidentally enough be holding something that looks very similar to the main part of the season right now for us, the orb? Could Fate have some kind of connection? The Visitor has been in a lot of our theories recently because it looks like he may be involved with the whole 0 Point thing, and remember, the Visitor was also back in Season 4. Remember, Fate was actually a part of a duo. Her duo was Omen. They came as a package deal, at least in terms of the storyline. And remember, the villain's base, where Omen and Fate live, was the same place the rocket was launched from. Looking at the Fate skin for a while got me thinking, and I remembered a loading screen back from Season 4. This is it. Notice anything interesting? It's Omen looking at Fate's back bling, which appears to be the Nexus, the orb, or at least a much smaller version of it. I think all of this is just so interesting because so many connections back from Season 4 are being made. Is it possible, way back in Season 4, Omen, Fate, and the Visitor somehow created the Nexus? Or knew about what was going to happen in the future the whole time? It's really confusing to think about the chronological order of some of this stuff, but if so, that's pure genius. I don't think we'll have to wait long to find out. Here's another tweet from Dominic, who says, I think that when the rocket exploded, Singularity concentrated it into the orb, but it is breaking through its shell and will explode on the last day of Season 9, but it won't be a live event. So basically what Dominic is saying is way back in Season 4, okay, when the rocket was launched and it created the rift in the sky and started the storyline, Singularity somehow used all of that power and concentrated it to manufacture the orb, the Nexus, whatever you want to call it. Now, the reason this kind of makes sense in a way is because one of the biggest theories about who Singularity is the protector of Tilted Towers. We think, or at least I personally think, that the reason Tilted Towers was spared back in Season 4 and saved from the rocket is because Singularity stepped in and saved the city. Could be wrong, but that seems to make a lot of sense. I've talked about that in videos previously. After all, the orb does seem to have some kind of a connection to Singularity herself, seeing as it was originally in the vault. Singularity is the vault keeper. There's definitely something going on there. Here's yet another tweet from Actor22. He says, Dr. P, the glow on the outside of the orb kind of looks like the glow on the outside of the rifts. It's hard to see in this picture, but in-game it really pops. My theory is that the robot left to create another one of the orbs, and our orb will eventually teleport us to the other one. So this goes back to what I said way back in the video about there being some kind of an outer ring, especially at certain points on the orb, and there is definitely a strong glowing essence there, and Actor22 is right. It does look kind of like the surroundings of a rift. And what do we know about the rifts? We know that they teleport you very briefly, like for a very brief moment of time, out of the Fortnite world. Like if you ever go to replay mode and you literally just pause it at the exact moment you rift to go or use a rift, you'll notice that you're like in an alternate dimension. It's really strange. You like go to the in-between for a very brief moment. Maybe this orb itself is some kind of rift technology that's growing more and more unstable, and then the second it explodes, it's going to suck us in and randomly take us somewhere far away. Maybe it's been pre-programmed to simply teleport us to the robot's coordinates. I mean, after all, the robot was the last thing to actually touch it, and the robot was the reason the orb was growing unstable in the first place. Maybe he thought ahead and knew this was going to happen, and this orb is simply a link between where we are and where the robot is. Also, something else interesting, if you look into the exact center of the orb, you can see what appears to be a smaller orb glowing very vibrantly. I'm not sure what that could be. Is it possible there is something else inside the orb that we're not even looking at or considering, because if you look at it right in the middle, you can for sure see a vibrantly and rapidly glowing piece in the middle. Season 10, or should I say Season X, is coming up very soon. Make sure to drop your theories in the comment section. I always love to feature you guys and catch up on what you guys have to say, and let me know your excitement on a scale of 1 to 10 for Season X down below. I'm really excited, and I'm really excited and intrigued to find out what's going to happen with this orb, whether that means we're going to get an event, it happens in-game randomly, or it just happens on the cutscene. It'll be really cool to see regardless, and I'm super pumped to find out what Season 10 is going to be about. Make sure to drop a like and sub. I'll catch you in the next video, and until then, my friends, take it easy, and peace out.